we have to look at lesson 5 of Flamingo, and the name of the lesson is Indigo. So before looking at the chapter, just to understand the meaning of indigo. I think it's a very easy word, and indigo means blue dye. जो नील जिसको बोलते हैं, अगर हिंदी में इसको बोला जाए नील, व्हाइट कपड़ों पे जो लगाते हैं, that is called indigo. I think this particular word is crystal clear, blue dye, नील. So this chapter is written by Louis Fisher. We look at the brief points of this chapter, that is overview of this story in a nutshell. Just a few words will be required. Now let us listen carefully. In this story, Louis Fisher describes Gandhiji's struggle for the poor peasants of Champaran who were sharecroppers with the British planters. They suffered injustice due to landlord system in Bihar. Gandhiji waged a war for about a year and brought justice to them. अगर overview nutshell में देखा हमने, you must have understood each and every line. If we look at ये कहानी बेटा लुइस फिशर ने लिखा है, और इस कहानी में क्या क्या हाईलाइट किया है राइटर ने, ऑथर ने? ये हाईलाइट किया गया है कि महात्मा गांधी जी ने कैसे बिहार में चंपारण, you might have just listened this particular word, तो यहाँ क्या था? लैंडलॉर्ड सिस्टम होने के कारण शेयर क्रॉपिंग सिस्टम अवेलेबल था. शेयर क्रॉपिंग यू मस्ट बी एबल टू लुक एट. क्या बेटा होता है? फार्मर्स हु गिव पार्ट ऑफ देयर क्रॉप एज रेंट टू द ओनर ऑफ लैंड. ये होता है कि अगर लैंड ओनर, जो फार्म ओनर होता है, अपने फार्म को दे देता है कि किसान को, और किसान जो होता है पूरा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट किया जाता है कि उनको इतने परसेंट जो फार्म, जो क्रॉप होगी उसका हिस्सा देना है. तो ऑटोमेटिकली आई थिंक दिस इज क्रिस्टल क्लियर इफ यू लुक एट दिस शेयर क्रॉपिंग. तो ये पूरा चैप्टर लुइस फिशर ने हिस्टोरिकल पॉइंट को लेके लिखा है. चंपारण डिस्ट्रिक्ट में बहुत ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम हो रही थी. क्यों हो रही थी? जो ब्रिटिश प्लांटर्स थे, दे यूज्ड टू ट्रबल फार्मर्स. रेजिडेंट्स होते हैं फार्मर्स. तो शेयर क्रॉपिंग के जो भी प्रोसेस डिसाइड हुआ था, उसके अकॉर्डिंगली दे यूज्ड टू क्रिएट नंबर ऑफ ट्रबल. तो महात्मा गांधी जी had just done the things in positive order. So I think overview, your brief basic points of the story are crystal clear. Indigo, ये महात्मा गांधी जी का स्ट्रगल बिहार में चंपारण फार्मर्स को नेगेटिविटी जो क्रिएट किया हुआ था ब्रिटिश प्लांटर्स ने, और उनको उस प्रॉब्लम से बाहर निकालना. Let us look at this title. Why this particular chapter is titled as Indigo? So the title focuses our attention on the issue of exploitation of indigo sharecroppers at the hands of poor British planters. तो सबसे पहले जब भी हम चैप्टर स्टार्ट करते हैं, ये देखा जाता है कि क्या ये टाइटल करेक्ट है. हाँ डियर स्टूडेंट्स, ये जो टाइटल है दिस इज 100% एक्ट. क्यों? The reason behind that is ये पूरा चैप्टर it just revolves around this particular word, that is indigo. The title focuses our attention on the issue of exploitation of indigo sharecroppers at the hands of poor British planters. So you will be able to get the details about it very early. I think we are able to make very clear declaration that title of this particular story is 100% correct. ऑलरेडी मैंने हर स्टोरी से पहले बेटे बताती हूँ क्यों टाइटल ठीक है या नहीं. तो टाइटल किस वर्ड को लिया जाता है, जब किन वर्ड्स को लिया जाता है जो बिगनिंग से शुरू होते हैं, पूरे चैप्टर में रिवॉल्व करते हैं और एंड तक वो पॉइंट रहता है. तो ये इंडिगो से कहानी शुरू होगी और एंड भी इंडिगो से होगा. तो I think you are crystal clear so far as title of this particular story is concerned. We are able to declare with 100% confidence that title of this story is correct, accurate, appropriate. Now, let us look at author. Few words about Lewis Fisher. Now, just look at a brief introduction. We look at brief introduction of author. Lewis Fisher was born in 1896. He died in 1970. He was born in Philadelphia, a very fine city of US. He served as a volunteer in the British Army between 1918 and 1920. Fisher made a career as a journalist and wrote for the New York Times, the Saturday Review, and for European and Asian publications. He was also a member of the faculty of Princeton University. The following is an extract from his book, The Life of Mahatma Gandhi. The book has been reviewed as one of the best books ever written on Gandhi by Times Educational Supplement. So if we look at a brief introduction of the author, I think every sentence about the author of this story is crystal clear. Now just look at the next point before looking at the chapter. This is an introduction, main basic points of the chapter, that is introductory part of the chapter. Look at the theme. We look at the theme. This chapter highlights two basic themes. We look at first basic theme, that is the leadership shown by Mahatma Gandhi. The leadership shown by Mahatma Gandhi to secure justice for oppressed people. Through convincing argumentation and negotiation. So if we look at the first theme of this story is the leadership shown by M.K. Gandhi to secure justice for oppressed people through convincing argumentation and negotiations. So if we look now, just look at the second theme of this story. We look at second theme of this story that is very different. Look at the words of this theme. The chapter emphasizes the fact that effective leadership can solve all problems without any harm to anybody. यानी दूसरा theme इसका जो बहुत unique theme है इसका. You have to look at this theme in a very different order. So the effective leadership can solve all problems. Any fine or good leadership can sort out each and every problem. This is the second theme of this story. I think you are crystal clear so far as two themes of this particular chapter is concerned. Now, next step is to look at the characters. सबसे पहले हमें देखना है कि कितने characters इस chapter में हैं. And if we look at the characters, we will be able to look at so many characters in this chapter. While you will study the chapter, you will look at number of characters. First character, if we look at, that is Mahatma Gandhi. सबसे पहले कैरेक्टर अगर हम इस चैप्टर को देखा जाए, महात्मा गांधी is the main character. We interpret this particular leader is Indian national leader, father of nation. Look at the second character. We'll study about Dr. Rajendra Prasad. We look at the brief introduction. He's a lawyer and also was president of India. We look at his profession. He was a lawyer by profession and was president of India. And if we look at third character of this story, J.B. Kriplani. Kriplani. The third character of the story, J.B. Kriplani. Let's look at the brief intro. A professor of art college, Muzaffarpur, Bihar. A professor of art college, Muzaffarpur, Bihar. So I think third character of this story is Krishna Jian. First and foremost character Mahatma Gandhi, second one Rajendra Prasad and J.B. Kriplani. Look at the fourth character of this story, dear students. Note down each and every point. Your NCERT books must be with you. You should be able to look at each and every point first before beginning any point of this chapter. Now just look at fourth character. That is, fourth character of this story is Professor Malkani. So if we look at the intro, brief intro of this particular fellow, he was a teacher in government school. A teacher in government school. So now just look at the next character. If we look at the fifth character of this story, that is Sir Edward Gate. And if we look at the brief intro or brief, I think, designation of this fellow, Lieutenant Governor. Lieutenant Governor. So I think fourth character, Professor Malkani, a teacher in government school. Fifth character, Sir Edward Gate, Lieutenant Governor. Now look at sixth character of this story. If we look at sixth character of this story, that is Rajkumar Shukla. Very active character of the story, Rajkumar Shukla. So if we just give brief intro of this fellow, just look at a sharecropper. Was a sharecropper from Champaran, Bihar. Now, dear students, look at the sixth character of this story. We look at the next character, that is Charles Freer Andrews. This particular fellow belonged to British community and he was a follower of Gandhiji. a follower of Gandhiji. So Charles Frere Andrews, the British, automatically he was very loyal follower of Mahatma Gandhi. And if we look at the next character of this story, Kasturba. And if we just give brief intro, wife of Mahatma Gandhi. And the last character, that is Devdas. Maybe a ninth character of this story. We'll just give brief introduction. Devdas was the youngest son of Gandhiji. Youngest son of Gandhiji. So I think you are crystal clear about these 9 characters of this story. Now I think introductory part of the story is over. You are crystal clear about the title. You are crystal clear about the author. You are crystal clear about the theme. You are crystal clear about the basic meaning of Indigo. Oh, let us start the chapter right now. It's time to start the chapter very enthusiastic way. So if we look at the beginning of the chapter, page number, open your Flamingo book on page 46. Now let us start with first paragraph. Look at the first paragraph in a very decent way. When I first visited Gandhi in 1942 at his ashram in Sevagram in central India, he said, I will tell you how it happened that I decided to urge the departure of the British. It was in 1917. So just look at things. If we look at this particular sentence, तो यहाँ पे लुइस फिशर जी क्या क्या बता रहे हैं? Just look at the thing. तो वो बता रहे हैं कि जब मैंने पहली बार विजिट किया महात्मा गांधी जी के सेवाग्राम आश्रम में 1942 में, सेवाग्राम is in Maharashtra, central India. He said, I will tell you how it happened. तो कि मैं आपको बताता हूँ पूरी डिटेल. How it happened that I decided to urge the departure of British. It was in 1970. तो यहाँ वो बता रहे हैं कि जैसे वो महात्मा गांधी जी से मिले. अब ये देखिए, ये सेंटेंस जो है इन्वर्टेड कॉमर्स में डायरेक्ट स्पीच है महात्मा गांधी जी की, और महात्मा गांधी जी ने कहा कि मैं आपको बताता, आई विल टेल यू हाउ इट हैपेंड दैट आई डिसाइडेड टू अर्ज द डिपार्चर ऑफ द ब्रिटिश. कि मैं आपको बताता हूँ कैसे मैंने अर्ज किया ब्रिटिश पीपल को कि हमारे इंडिया को छोड़ के चले जाओ. He wanted to highlight it was in 1917. ये 1917 की बात है. जो एक्शन और रिएक्शन महात्मा गांधी जी बता रहे हैं लिया गया ब्रिटिश पीपल को यहाँ इंडिया से आउट करने के लिए. तो I think year was 1917. We look at the first paragraph. We are crystal clear. यहाँ पे ऑथर जी कह रहे हैं, लुइस फिशर जी कह रहे हैं कि 1942 में while I was luckily able to visit ashram of Mahatma Gandhi, सेवाग्राम in central India, तो महात्मा गांधी ने कहा था कि मैं आपको डिटेल बताता हूँ कि मैंने कैसे ब्रिटिश को यहाँ इंडिया को छोड़ के जाने के लिए फोर्स किया. और कहते the year was 1917. I think crystal clear so far as first paragraph of this particular chapter is concerned. After introductory part, first paragraph Sevagram, Maharashtra, Central India, everything, direct speech, I think everything is highlighted in very fine words. So automatically, look at the second paragraph, page 46. I was just highlighting. He had gone to the December 1916 annual convention of the Indian National Congress Party in Lucknow. There were 2,301 delegates and many visitors. During the proceeding, Gandhiji recounted, a peasant came up to me looking like any other peasant in India, poor and emaciated, and said, I am Rajkumar Shukla. I am from Champaran, and I want you to come to my district. Gandhi had never heard of the place. It was in the foothills of the towering Himalayas near the kingdom of Nepal. Oh, just look at second paragraph. I think we have to just pinpoint the basic of this paragraph. He had gone to the December. He is highlighting Mahatma Gandhi. He had gone to December 1916 annual convention. Annual convention of INC, Indian National Congress Party in Lucknow. Already I think this point is clear. महात्मा गांधी जी कहाँ गए थे? जो मीटिंग एनुअल कन्वेंशन मीटिंग थी उसको अटेंड करने के लिए इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस की लखनऊ में. तो कब गए थे? 1916 में. तो कितने लोग आए हुए थे? There were 2,301 delegates and many visitors. तो उसमें 2,301 delegates और बहुत सारे और भी visitors थे. Number of visitors were there in that particular convention. During the proceedings, Gandhiji recounted. Just look at the things. While interactions were going on in that particular annual convention, then recounted of the record. Gandhiji ne, I think he just highlighted a very fine account. तो उन्होंने highlight किया कि a peasant came up to me looking like any other peasant in India, poor and emaciated, and said, I am Rajkumar Shukla. महात्मा गांधी जी ने बताया कि एक बार एक फार्मर था, he belonged to Champaran, Bihar. Automatically, his name was Rajkumar Shukla. तो राजकुमार शुक्ला ने कहते मुझे कहा कि मैं आपको, यानी महात्मा गांधी ने कहा कि उन्होंने मुझे, यानी कि महात्मा गांधी जी को फोर्स किया कि आप हमारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट चंपारण चलो. फोर्स महात्मा गांधी टू विजिट हिज स्टेट, हिज डिस्ट्रिक्ट, नॉट स्टेट. यानी वो महात्मा गांधी जी को चाहता था कि हमारे बिहार स्टेट में विजिट करो. बिहार में I think Champaran district. That forced Gandhiji to visit at that particular district. Now just look at, Gandhi had never heard of the place. तो देखिए यहाँ पे highlight कर रहे हैं, inverted commas में है. गांधी जी ने तो उस एरिया का कभी नाम ही नहीं सुना था. गांधी जी ने चंपारण, he had never listened before. कि कोई ऐसी भी जगह इंडिया. He was not able to recognize even the name of that particular place. What had happened? It was in the foothills of the towering Himalayas, near the kingdom of Nepal. You are able to look at this map. It is map of India. You are able to recognize this particular place. Foothills of the towering Himalayas near Kingdom of Nepal. I think this particular sentence is crystal clear. यहाँ पे location बताया गया है कि कहाँ पे चंपारण है. So automatically you are crystal clear. There is no requirement of any further explanation. Must be able to look at the map if you have forgotten. Very fine syllabus was there in your social science in 10th also. You have done this particular about this particular place in the map in a crystal clear way. I think second paragraph is crystal clear. There is no doubt so far as this second paragraph is concerned. Just look at one word, that is E-M-A-C-I-A-T-E-D. Massive. का मतलब होता है बेटा thin, feeble, पतला या कमजोर, जिसका जो फिजिकल जिसमें स्ट्रेंथ कम हो तो पतला बोला जाता है या कमजोर बोला जाता है. You should be able to look at this particular word in a very different way. Recounted, if we look at the meaning of this word, it means recalled. जब हम किसी को कोई पुरानी कहानी बता रहे होते हैं, जो पुराना फैक्ट बता रहे होते हैं, then we are able to look at this particular word. Now paragraph 3, that will start from the same page, that is page 46. Dear students, don't forget this page. Look at the third paragraph of the same. Under an ancient arrangement, the Champaran peasants were sharecroppers. Ancient arrangement, what is this? If we look at this particular word, arrangement made between the British people and Indian people. पुराना एशियन होता है, पुराना अरेंजमेंट होता है कि जो भी सिस्टम इन्होंने बनाया हुआ था, whatever the system was, यानी that sharecropping, यानी ये जो word है ये हाईलाइट करता है sharecropping system was not new, it was very ancient system. और उसके accordingly the Champaran peasants were sharecroppers. जो उस अरेंजमेंट के अकॉर्डिंगली जो चंपारण फार्मर्स थे वो शेयर क्रॉपर्स थे. शेयर क्रॉपर आई हैव ऑलरेडी टोल्ड इन इंट्रोडक्टरी पार्ट. जो ओनर, जो लैंड ओनर होता है, जब अपनी लैंड को किसान को दे देता है खेती बाड़ी करने के लिए, लेकिन बदले में जो रेंट लेता है वो पैसे नहीं लेता. जो फसल होती है उस टाइम पे जब भी वो इनका कॉन्ट्रैक्ट रेंट डील बनता है, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट डील बनता है कि हाँ इतने परसेंट जो क्रॉप होगी उसका हिस्सा हमें एज अ रेंट दे देना. दैट इज शेयर क्रॉपिंग. डोंट फॉरगेट दिस पर्टिकुलर वर्ड. तो ये बेटा ये होता है कि पैसों में रेंट नहीं देना. जो भी किसान क्रॉप जो है उसको ग्रो करता है, ग्रो करने के बाद उसका कुछ परसेंटेज जो होती है, जो भी फिक्स होती है, वो फार्म ऑनर जो होता है उसको दे दी जाती है. दैट इज कॉल्ड शेयर क्रॉपिंग. जस्ट लुक एट peasants were sharecroppers. पुराने सिस्टम के अकॉर्डिंगली these people were sharecroppers. I think this point is crystal clear. There is no doubt in this. Peasants जो होते हैं, इसका जो synonym होता है, it is farmer. Take care of this particular point. Don't get confused with any word, any sentence, any grammatical portion. You should be crystal clear about each and every point. Just look at the thing. Shukla was one of them. जो भी शेयर क्रॉपिंग का सिस्टम था, उनमें से जो राजकुमार शुक्ला जी थे, he was one of the sharecroppers. And he belonged to district Champaran of Bihar. Rajkumar Shukla was one of them. He was illiterate but resolute. Illiterate क्या होता है? Uneducated. यानी जिसकी जो पढ़ा लिखा नहीं होता. तो पढ़े लिखे तो नहीं थे राजकुमार शुक्ला जी, but resolute. We look at this word. रेजोल्यूट क्या होता है? RESOLUT, वेरी फाइन वर्ड। रेजोल्यूट होता है डिटरमाइन, और जो जो ठान लिया वो करना ही करना है, उसको रेजोल्यूट बोला जाता है। रेजोल्यूशन कहते हैं जब हम कुछ ठान लेते हैं। तो रेजोल्यूट था, चाहे वो पढ़े लिखे नहीं थे राजकुमार शुक्ला जी, बट ही वाज रेजोल्यूट। यानी जो चीज, जो काम सोच लेते थे उसको जब तक पूरा नहीं हो जाता था, ही कुड नेवर से गुड बाय टू दैट पर्टिकुलर असाइनमेंट। रेजोल्यूट उनको बोला जाता है जो ठान लेते हैं, चाहे कितनी भी मुसीबतों का सामना करना पड़े, जब वो डिटरमाइंड होते हैं कि हाँ ये हमने करना ही करना है, तो ही वाज इलिटरेट but he was resolute. I think crystal clear, there is no doubt to look at these two lines of page number 46. Now just look at the next, page 47. We have to just begin with page 47. Take care of the points. Here come to the Congress session to complain about the injustice of landlord system in Bihar. And somebody had probably said, speak to Gandhi. ये जो पॉइंट है थर्ड पैराग्राफ का, हाईलाइट कर रहा है ये पॉइंट कि जो राजकुमार शुक्ला जी थे, particularly he had come to Lucknow to highlight his problem. अपनी कंप्लेंट लेके आए थे कि बहुत सारे डेलीगेट्स बैठेंगे तो मेरी प्रॉब्लम सुनेंगे। मेरी प्रॉब्लम क्या, जितने भी बेचारे चंपारण डिस्ट्रिक्ट के फार्मर्स थे और जो भी शेयर क्रॉपर थे, उनकी प्रॉब्लम सबकी सॉर्ट आउट होगी। तो इस पर्पस से उनको पता था कि ये कन्वेंशन होने वाली है। He was crystal clear about that particular point. So he wanted to highlight that particular complaint. तो इसलिए उन्होंने विजिट किया था। तो बेसिक प्रॉब्लम क्या हाईलाइट? इनजस्टिस होता है अन्याय। जब अन्याय होता है तो बेसिक चीजों से डिप्रीविएशन दी जाती है, नहीं मिलती, दैट इज कॉल्ड अन्याय। तो वो हाईलाइट करना आए थे कि शेयर क्रॉपिंग सिस्टम वाज टोटली फेलियर, लैंडलॉर्ड्स वर डूइंग वेरी नेगेटिव बिहेवियर विद शेयर क्रॉपर्स, बट ही वांटेड टू हाईलाइट दैट पर्टिकुलर प्रॉब्लम एंड somebody had probably said speak to Gandhi। और वहां जितने भी 2301 डेलीगेट्स थे, तो और भी बहुत सारे लोग थे। उनमें से किसी ने कहा कि यार हमें ये प्रॉब्लम बताने से कुछ नहीं होगा, जाओ ये गांधी जी से बात करो, then your problem will automatically be sorted out। तो ऑटोमेटिकली किसी पर्सन ने वहां पे पॉइंट उनको गाइडलाइन दिया कि अगर आप अपनी प्रॉब्लम को हाईलाइट करना चाहते हो और उसके बाद उस प्रॉब्लम का सॉल्यूशन चाहते हो, टॉक टू द राइट पर्सन, एंड द राइट पर्सन इज महात्मा गांधी। ने कहा उनसे बात करो and 100% your problem will be sorted out. So that is why the student Mahatma Gandhi is titled as the father of nation. So just look at this point in a very sincere way, dear students. If we look at this about the injustice of the landlord system in Bihar, somebody had probably said, "Speak to Gandhi." यानी यहाँ वर्ड probably भी यूज किया, यानी शायद किसी ने कहा था। probably का मतलब होता है perhaps, शायद। तो शायद नहीं होगा। Basically, I have already told you people that somebody had given the guideline, somebody had given the instruction that talk to that fellow, that is Mahatma Gandhi. Now, I think look at the next paragraph. Gandhi told Shukla he had an appointment in Kanpur and was also permitted to go to other parts of India. So, while Rajkumar Shukla able to just request Mahatma Gandhi to visit Champaran, जब उन्होंने महात्मा गांधी जी को रिक्वेस्ट किया कि चलो हमारे चंपारण बिहार में चलो, हमारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट में चलो, जाके देखो क्या हालत है, क्या प्रॉब्लम चल रही है, तो महात्मा गांधी ने कहा कि नो, He had said, he had just answered in negative. Told that he was already very busy. Had told his hectic schedule. उन्होंने कहा कि नहीं मैं नहीं जा सकता. महात्मा गांधी जी ने राजकुमार शुक्ला जी को बोला कि was already very busy. उन्होंने कहा he had an appointment in Kanpur. Just look at the spellings of Kanpur. It's Kanpur. So right now, if we look at the spellings of Kanpur, that is Kanpur. Beta, ये जो spellings है, British people have just highlighted this particular city, the name of this particular spellings, Kanpure. यानी ये British people जो थे उन्होंने spell किया था इस city को. So far as the spelling concerned, after independence, I think automatically we are able to look at the name, that is Kanpur. So don't get confused with that. Kanpur, उसके लेकिन अगर कोई क्वेश्चन आता है previous, you have to use these previous words only. यानी ये जो spellings थे, was the spellings were just spelled by British people, Britishers, to highlight this particular city. और आज उसका नाम, see, if we look at the spelling, Kanpur, and was committed to go to other parts of India. उन्होंने कहा मेरी अपॉइंटमेंट कानपुर में है. और उसके बाद उन्होंने महात्मा गांधी जी ने कहा कि राजकुमार शुक्ला जी, उसके बाद मुझे और भी इंडिया के पार्ट्स में जाना है, इंडिया के अलग अलग जगह पे जाना है जहां मेरी अपॉइंटमेंट्स फिक्स है. तो मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है कि मैं चंपारण जाऊं आपके साथ. Highlighted that particular point in a very clear-cut way. Gandhi ji had told Rajkumar Shukla that he was over busy in other assignments. He had to visit a number of places. So just look at the thing. Then Gandhi returned to his ashram near Ahmedabad. Shukla followed him to the ashram. अब गांधी जी ने वो कन्वेंशन अटेंड करने के बाद